Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is life processes, we were talking about the nutrition in human. If we discuss about the nutrition in humans, we have seen that here the first process is ingestion. In case of an ingestion, the food is taken through with the hand in our mouth. While in case of the digestion, there are a lot of steps occur, and in which the first one is the physical digestion. So here, the part which is involved in the physical digestion is our teeth. So when the food enter into the buccal cavity, into the mouth cavity, so it is the teeth only which used to bite, which used to, with the help of which we used to chew and grind the food. And grinding is done along with that of the tongue, because tongue is there which help in mixing the watery substance that is coming out with the help of a gland that is called a salivary gland, and it releases saliva. So this tongue help in mixing the saliva with the food. Why is this so? Because it will help in softening the food, it will help in binding the food together. Now the saliva, it also consisting of an enzyme, and that is called salivary amylase. Remember, salivary gland releases saliva, and saliva consisting of an enzyme, that is salivary amylase. Now this amylase help in the digestion of the glucose into that of the sugar. So amylase help in the partial digestion. It is because the food is present in our mouth for a smaller period of a time, and due to which the digestion does not take place completely, but a partial digestion of the starch happens in our mouth with the help of the salivary amylase. So it gets converted from starch to sugar. Okay, now this food is now ready to go inside, so it enters into the esophagus, the food pipe also. What is the role of the food pipe? Basically, it helps in connecting the mouth to the J-shaped organ that is called stomach. It is called food pipe, or as well as it is called as esophagus. Now when the food enter into the esophagus, it starts showing contraction and relaxation, and that is called peristaltic movement. So this movement help in making the food go easily inside that of the stomach. Now if we talk about that of the stomach, so when the food reaches to the J-shaped organ that is called as the stomach, this stomach, basically the wall of the stomach consisting of the tubular glands on it. And the role of these tubular gland is to release the juices, gastric juices. Now what is the use of this gastric juices? Basically these gastric juices act on the food which is coming from the mouth to esophagus to stomach. So this gastric juice consisting of some substances, and that is HCl, pepsin and mucus. HCl, pepsin and mucus. These are the things which is present in that of the gastric juices. What is the role of HCl here? So HCl, it helps in producing an acidic medium. Why is this so? It is because as it will produce an acidic medium, this will help the pepsin to work on the protein present in the food. So pepsin will work only when acidic medium is there. Okay, so this pepsin will help in the partial digestion of the protein in the presence of the HCl. Now not only this, there is one other role of the HCl, that it help as the medium will be acidic, so that will help in killing the germs which enter into the stomach. Now if we talk about the mucus, What is the role of the mucus? So basically, mucus, it is present in the lining of the wall in order to remove in order to prevent any kind of erosion happens to the wall of the stomach. Okay, so the role of the mucus, that it help in protecting the wall of the stomach. Okay, so let me write the role of the mucus and then we will move forward. Okay, so role of mucus is it helps in protecting the stomach wall from its inner lining, of stomach, leading so it helps in protecting the stomach of its inner lining from the hydrochloric acid. Because if the more amount of hydrochloric acid will be there, students, so ultimately that will erode the lining of the stomach. So mucous lining is there in order to protect the wall from erosion from that of the hydrochloric acid. Okay. Now this is all thing happen in case of the stomach. What happened here afterwards, student? Then this food, this partially digested food, enter from stomach to the small intestine. And the entrance of the stomach to the small intestine of the food, it is regulated, or it is done with the help of a splinter muscle. Okay, so muscle is there which help in transferring the food from the stomach to that of the small intestine. Okay, so we can write it here that now the food entered into the small intestine and the exit of the food, is regulated by a sphincter muscles. So it is regulated by the sphincter muscle. Now the food reaches to that of the small intestine. Small intestine, basically it is called as the small intestine not because of its length, because its length is about 6.5 meter long, which is much longer than that of a large intestine. But here the name small is because of its width. Okay, it is not as wide as the large intestine. Because of that only it is known as the small intestine. Okay. So, small intestine is 6.5 meter long. It is 6.5 meter long. Now, the length of the small intestine also varies from the animals to animals. Like if we talk in case of a herbivore students. So herbivores, since they have to digest cellulose, and the digestion of a cellulose takes a lot of a time, and due to which its small intestine is long. Okay. Small intestine is long. While in case of the carnivore, in case of the carnivores, it have to eat meat. So, its small intestine is small. Okay. So you can understand from here, student, that if cellulose is there which need a lot of time for the digestion, so small intestine will be long, and if meat is there which need a less amount of time for digestion, so the small intestine will be small. So on the basis of that, we can say here that small intestine also vary from animals to animals. And if we talk about us, it is about 6.5 meter long, and here in our case, the complete digestion of the food happen in the small intestine. Okay, so now food has entered from the stomach to the small intestine. Now what happened in case of the small intestine? Now in case of the small intestine, when the food enter here two glands. Here it receives juices from two glands, and that is liver and pancreas. Okay, and the juice which is released by that of the liver is bile juice, and while the juice which is released by pancreas is the pancreatic juice. Now if we discuss about the first one, that is bile juice. In case of a bile juice, it is a greenish yellowish color, and basically this bile juice, it helps in the digestion of the fats. Okay, so it produces lipase, or you can say that this bile juice is acted on that of the lipids and help in emulsifying the fats into the smaller globules. Okay, now if you talk about that of the other one, means that is pancreatic juice. So pancreas used to release the pancreatic juice, and the pancreatic juices are, it include trypsin, it include amylase, as well as it include lipase. So trypsin is there which help in that complete digestion of the protein. Amylase is there which work on that of the carbohydrate, and lipase is there which work on that of the fats. So by this, student, you can understand that these two juices which is released in that of the small intestine help in complete digestion of the food in the small intestine. So we can write it here that first point, it receives secretion from two glands. Secretion from two glands, and that is liver and pancreas. Liver and pancreas. starting with that of the liver. So, liver secretes bile. Liver, it secretes bile, and bile is what? It is a greenish, bile is a greenish yellow liquid made in liver. It is a greenish yellow liquid which is made in liver, and it is stored in gall bladder. Stored in gall bladder. So liver releases the greenish yellowy liquid that is called as bile, and bile is stored in the gall bladder. Okay. Now bile contains salts which helps to emulsify fat, fats. To emulsify fats present in food, which is present in food. Okay. So this is the first thing. So if we talk about the two functions of bile. So you see, the main function of the bile, I already have written here, that is bile, it contains of the salts and that will help in the emulsification. When we use the term emulsification, basically it is used for the conversion of the fats, conversion of the lipids into the smaller globules, that is called as the emulsification, students. Okay, this is the process called as emulsification. So basically, liver used to release a juice that is called as bile, and bile is an alkaline. Okay, as well as consisting of the salt. So the first thing what I said is it is alkaline. Now, when the food from the stomach reaches to that of the small intestine, at there the medium was acidic, but here when it entered into that of the small intestine, it is the bile which used to convert its medium from acidic to alkaline. Only then the juices will work on it, only then the pancreatic juices will act on the food. Only then the complete digestion can happen. So we can say that the function of the bile, the first function of the bile, that it helps in making the medium from acidic to alkaline. Okay. Making the food medium from acidic to alkaline. Making the food medium from acidic to alkaline. From acidic to alkaline. so that pancreatic juice can act on it. Pancreatic juices can act on. This is the first function of the bile. Second function of the bile is that helps in the emulsification of fat. Helps in emulsification of fats into smaller globules. Helps in emulsification of fat into smaller globules. These are the two main functions of that of the bile when food enters from the stomach to that of the small intestine. Moving on, and we will see that what happened in case of the pancreas. What are the juices which is released by the pancreas and what is the role of these juices? So, the juices which is released by the pancreas, it is known as pancreatic juices. And basically the pancreatic juices consisting of a trypsin, amylase, and that of the lipase. So, pancreas. Role of pancreas is that first of all it is a large gland which releases pancreatic juice. Which releases pancreatic juices. These juices contains enzyme enzymes like pancreatic amylase, pancreatic amylase, lipase, and trypsin. These are the three enzymes present in that of the pancreatic juices. Now let me write that which one is used for which. So, here you see, if we talk about that of the trypsin, so trypsin is used for the digestion of protein. Trypsin is used for the digestion of protein. Pancreatic amylase is used for digestion of carbohydrates. And lipase is used for digestion of fats. Lipase is used for digestion of fats. Okay, so these are what? These are the pancreatic juices, enzymes present in the pancreatic juices which help in the conversion of the complete digestion of the protein, fats and carbohydrate. Now, intestinal juices are also present, and these intestinal juices help in the complete digestion of the carbohydrate from the complex carbohydrate to glucose, complex protein to amino acid, and fats to glycerol. Okay. So intestinal juices are there. Intestinal juices helps in completing the digestion of complex carbohydrate to glucose, then protein into amino acid, proteins into amino acid, fats to fatty acids and glycerol. Fats into the monomer, that is fatty acid and glycerol, and protein into amino acid, and finally the carbohydrate complete digestion happens into that of the glucose. Okay, so this is how the complete digestion happens. So through this, one thing that we have understood here, that is, through this digestion, the complex, large, insoluble food particles get converted into water soluble food particle. Through this, the complex, large, insoluble food converted to small water soluble substance. They get converted into small water soluble substance. So this is the whole complete digestion that happen in case of the human being in the nutrition in human being. So after digestion, absorption occur. So now this water soluble food enter from that of the intestinal wall to the blood. Okay, so after that absorption will occur.